All right, so welcome back to another episode here on Sandy Bay Media. Just give us a like, it helps us out. We're joined by Kevin Hartsey Giorgio, correct?
Yes.
We got that, yes, and Jason Hart. We're going to have a look at one of the feel-good stories from last year from East Bentleigh. East Bentleigh Soccer Club. Jason, can you just tell us about the fundraiser for Kids Day that happened last year?
Yeah, so the club had found out there was a couple of three kids actually that had some unfortunate conditions. One of them was Riley. He was diagnosed with leukemia.
Yep.
So when the club found out, I spoke to Kevin and we started getting the wheels in motion to get some sort of fundraiser day. And we played against King's Domain in the first game of the season at Faulkner Park, their home park.
Yep.
We work a really good relationship with the guys. So we looked at the calendar, and the last game of the season, the home for us was against King's Domain. So we decided to have that day. So we had it for Riley and there was two other kids, Will and Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So as I say, Riley's leukemia. Will is a 12-year-old with a brain tumour.
Okay. Wow.
And young Ben's 4. He's got a very rare chromosome disorder. It's like 1 in 49 worldwide. And he's rendered severely disabled. So as soon as I mentioned to Kevin, was fully supportive. And as I say, we got the wheels in motion, spoke to King's Domain and set up a GoFundMe page.
Yep.
We started organising an event for the day, basically, to really, entice the community, get the community involved for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a Katy Perry impersonator, we had a Batgirl, young Riley's loves the Australian Ninja Warriors.
Yeah.
So we got one of his heroes down, Ashlyn, and Kadim. And the King's Domain, they came, they actually donated their fine money for last year, which was quite a large kitty. We organised a head shaving.
Yeah.
And King's Domain, the president, their coaches all got involved, shaved their head. And on the day we raised the GoFundMe, I think it was 12,000, and
wow.
Total it was about 18,000.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a great day. As I say, the club, fully supportive, got behind, the whole community came out. It was a real good sort of, a feel good sort of day. It was great.
That's fantastic. It's great to hear that sort of story. Kev, can you just give us a little bit more from a club's perspective and the organisation that went into it? And
Yeah, look, like Jason said, we met young Riley. He first sort of came to prominence at the club. He started running out as the mascot for the senior men, for the home games and the away games, I must say. He followed the team around.
yeah.
So that's where we sort of first met Riley. And then speaking with Jason and Riley's mum, we obviously started to understand his condition and the circumstances of the family.
Yep.
And the difficulties that they were going through. So Jason sort of came to us and said, we would like to have what do you think about having a fundraiser? So we thought it would tie in nicely. We'd like to help out Riley and sort of finish off the season on a good note.
Yeah.
My role was more just in the background, just organising, making sure that we did it properly.
Yeah.
I got all the volunteers on board in terms of the rest of our committee.
Mm-hmm.
And just for the day, organising permits and jumping castles and food trucks. And there is quite a bit of compliance that you've got to do in terms of council. But look, they were really good as well. We pulled this together really quickly, and they were really good in terms of some of the red tape, and the permits were issued, no questions asked. We had some local councillors come down, attend the day. It was a really, for me, sort of being at the club now for 10 years, it was a really proud moment.
Yeah.
For our club and for the wider East Bentleigh community. Like I've never seen such a crowd, such a large gathering at Bailey Reserve, full stop. The biggest crowd I've ever seen at a seniors game. And, we just had, people bake cookies and like people that didn't really know Riley,
Yeah.
just were sort of affiliated with our club. They came, they set up stalls, they donated so many things and raffles and prizes. So it was just a really proud moment, and, Jason was the driving force behind it. So, I commend him and his players. And King's Domain were fantastic.
Fantastic.
We sort of
It's great
started.
when
Yeah,
it's absolutely great when you get two clubs come together like that.
Yeah, it was wonderful. We've started this perpetual cup now.
Yep.
And hopefully it's something that goes on for many years to come. And, it's a good vehicle for us in terms of, we've got this vehicle now where we can help and we know how to help.
Yep.
So, we can spread it around and try and help as many unfortunate people as we can.
That's fantastic. And I know, Jason, you mentioned that you were going to try and do it again this year.
Yes, that was the plan. We were going to head over to Faulkner Park and return the favour, but things being what they are, COVID's put a halt to that. So hopefully next season.
Hopefully next season.
And I'm not sure if Kevin mentioned we actually won that game, so we retained the cup. So we'll be hoping to defend that cup next season.
And Kevin, you were just going to say something before?
Yeah, look, I was just going to say we had, like Jason said, we had big plans for 2020, but look, unfortunately, it is what it is this year. So hopefully we'll be back bigger and better next year.
Exactly. Postponing it until 2021.
Yeah.
And could you just give me a bit of a rundown of what was planned for this year for that tournament?
For this year, look, I suppose we had in terms of we were going to do the fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
As it turned out, young Riley's father actually passed away this year.
Oh, wow.
So I think if we were going to do something again this year, it probably would have been
this one
around Riley again,
mm-hmm.
because they've just had terrible luck. But yeah, look, look, we help a lot of people. It's not something that we advertise or talk about a lot. Being a community club, we do, and unfortunately, we come across a lot of people that are unwell. We've had people, players at the club who have lost their parents, so it's normally around that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we help where we can, we make donations. The biggest thing we've ever done is this fundraising for Riley last year and the GoFundMe page. But, even last year, Jason, like I said, he's been a real driving force with this thing. And, we did a very small sort of thing with Bunyip. Bunyip, is it United or Bunyip SC? I can't remember.
Bunyip?
Yeah,
Soccer club.
Yep.
Yeah, so they were a club that got impacted by the bushfires.
Okay, yep.
In 2019.
Yeah.
So Jason and the boys met with Bunyip. Did you have a friendly with them or?
Yeah, we played a friendly just after the bushfires. They were actually raging at that point.
Yeah. So Jason came back and sort of explained the situation. So we ended up making a small donation to another soccer club, which I don't think that many clubs do, but it's a little bit unusual to actually help another soccer club. But our committee are quite sort of when it comes to those sorts of things, we don't really care about who wears the blue uniform or who wears the green one or whatever. Like we're all people. So if we've got fellow clubs and players and administrators that need help, we help where we can, and we would hope that if we were in that kind of position that somebody would reach out to us as well.
You'd hope so. thank you for joining me tonight. And thank you for sharing that story. I think it's a fantastic thing the club's doing, going beyond football. It's something that I personally believe in, that, we can do everything right in the park, but our responsibilities go beyond that and trying to, because like I said this at the start, we're all in this together. So the more people that help out like you guys and the more work the club does, anyways, thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Thanks.